Hey guys, my name is Lara and over the past 3 years I have earned about $1 million and my path was not quick and easy and I had to learn a lot during this time. But in addition to learning skills, I introduced various habits into my life that changed my routine and brought me closer to success. And today I want to tell you about them. But before we start, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Telegram community. And if not, then do it right now because I give a lot of useful information and real tools for making money. So, 7 useful habits that will change your life and lead you to the first million. So, let's get started. It's worth starting with the fact that our future is inextricably linked with the past and present, and it's our daily actions that create the future for us, how we will live, feel, and what opportunities we will have. Fortunately, I realized that early and now that our habits directly affect what kind of person we'll be after a few years. So I started using it by introducing new things into my life, and it did a good job. So let me tell you in more detail what exactly I implemented into my life. Continuous learning. First I studied economics and markets, then I started trading, then I started public speaking. After that I started marketing and YouTube algorithms. In addition, I read a lot of books and drew information from here. I didn't fully understand something but continued to introduce it into my life and work. Thus I created highly profitable skills for myself, and the more skills I had in my life, the more I started earning. And it works with absolutely any case. The more skills you learn and of course apply, the more opportunities you create for yourself. But the key here is that the skills should meet your goal, be successfully applied, but not learn just to learn. Character formation. When you want to achieve something, most often you think, what can I do? What strategy should I choose? Where can I find funds? And so on. But few people think about what kind of person should I be to achieve this goal? What character traits should I have? And this is the second important habit, to form your character to achieve your goals. When I want to increase my income or reach a new level in any other business, I usually think, what am I missing out to achieve this? It can be punctually and its management skills, it can be communication skills or the ability to take risks. Anyway, I find the answer to the question pretty quickly and start moving towards my goal much faster. Emotional intelligence. Emotions are a very important component of a person and they actually influence our lives. Sometimes they can lead to the right decision and sometimes they can play against their owner. Even in trading there is such a thing as market psychology, and it means that the price movements reflect the emotional state of participants. That's why it's so important to develop emotional intelligence. It means being able to recognize your own and other people's emotions and manage them. And everyone can find their own way to work with emotions. As psychologists, various practices, meditation, sports, whatever you want. But without this, we will constantly depend on our mood and will not be able to act rationally. Planning. Many authors of bestsellers have written about this many times, but I have tested the hypothesis on my own experience, and I can definitely agree that planning helps to achieve goals at least faster. Firstly, you can plan anything, your budget, your daily routine, your goals, work tasks, and so on. It helps to be more focused and productive because you clearly know what to do and don't procrastinate. Secondly, planning helps you to focus on tasks and see not a terrible global goal, for example, to earn $1 million, but a clear set of daily routine tasks that move you towards this very goal. And thirdly, personally, planning helps me to not to worry and always have a clear mind because I don't try to remember in a panic what and when I should have done, so I can concentrate on my affairs. Make decisions quickly. You know, every day change your world. It's so important to be flexible and act quickly. Decision making often becomes a stressful situation for many, even if the consequences are not fateful. We constantly have doubts about the correctness, the fear of making a mistake, the search of the perfect path, and etc. And all this prevents us from making a choice. But the problem is that there is no ideal option, guys. And those who strive for perfection run the risk of never making the right decision. I'm not saying now that you need to act immediately and not think about the consequences of the choice. I'm saying that you can't pull off your ideas, desires, and plans for a long time because you risk never bringing them into life. If you come up with a brilliant idea, write it down immediately. Believe me, later you will forget it. If you want to start doing something, then don't delay and take a lazy first step towards achieving what you want. Create a strong environment. Of course, you have heard about for many times, not everyone is saying that the right connections solve any problems. Even I say that in half of my videos. But answer the question, who from your environment really pulls you up? What do you grow up with? And it doesn't have to be a rich person. Maybe there's a cool expert in this field, a person who sincerely believes in you, a person who has achieved a lot. If you have such people, then congratulations! Form your strong environment together, but if not, then find them and you will be surprised at your rapid growth. I constantly adhere to this rule and look for community for any purpose whatever I want to learn. And it really works. For example, I myself got a community of like-minded people in trading and making money, so more people can get into a strong environment and grow quickly. And I consider this my great achievement because there are already more than 35,000 of people. So if you want to join us, the link will be in the description under this video. Focus on actions. The habit is linked with several previous ones. What are usual actions? We thought about something, set ourselves some goal, and go tell it to our family, friends, or colleagues. Someone starts to dissuade us from its implementation, saying how difficult and learn it. Someone adds their own ideas. As a result, the energy that we could use to implement the idea goes to empty conversation and dreams. We get our dose of dopamines and calmly forget about it. Therefore, it's so important to immediately take the first step and the first real action in order to start the process of achieving the plan and not to deviate from it. So guys, this was the 7 important habits in my life that greatly helped me to be productive and make great progress. Write in the comments what useful things you have noted for yourself or what habit you will introduce in your life, and also share the habits that have changed your life. I'm really interested to know it. And if you want to continue retrieving useful information from me, then subscribe to my channel and join my community by the link in the description. And let it be the first step towards a new life. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video guys, and bye bye.